Alrighty then, now that we've begun with the war cry of good game, which was essentially what it was the last game, the Counter-Strike Global Offensive game. But we have another game in the last game of today. That's Dota 2 between Alpha Esports and Signify. Before we move on to the team introductions and everything. Hi, Angie.
Hello, how are you?
Angie G!
I think I know which team you're going to be supporting in this match make. So
Why are you ignoring what I just said?
about the buzzer.
No, how I added your name and the GG.
Oh, that used to be my nick at one point, Angie GG, but it didn't catch on that time.
Okay then. Okay then.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to tell you about our amazing sponsors, owned by HP, HyperX and Intel, and the people presenting this to you. That's Northern Gaming and ESL India. Now, Angie.
Yes.
Not Angie G. Yeah, I mean, I'm not being sarcastic.
No, it's okay.
All right. No, but
Yeah.
Angie, what do you think about today's game?
I think so. I first of all, I mean, these two teams are fantastic as individual teams.
Every team is
Alpha,
fantastic. To
yeah.
make it to the Masters League, okay, I'd like to make it very clear. Since it's a Dota match, a lot of social media has been abuzz also regarding the same. I will make it clear. A, no animosity towards any team.
No, definitely no
Yes.
animosity.
Every team, let me make it very clear at this moment of time. Every team who is playing in the Masters League of the ESL India Premiership, A, deserves to be there because they've done the homework. B, they've done the hard work behind it. And 3, they're trying to be better. Nobody's taking away that sheen or that limelight from anybody. It's just that some teams are meant to be shark eaters and some teams are meant to be sharks. If I can put it like that, I mean, not everybody is capable of eating sharks. Let's be very honest about it. In the big, vast ocean of the world, there are only few creatures which can eat a shark. Everything else is shark food.
And it comes down to exactly what do you call a very good team. Now, if you take, I mean, I love Signify, brilliant team. Domestically, yes, they perform amazingly well. They can defeat all our domestic teams out of experience. I'm saying this. But now if you look at the international front of Signify, it's not like they're going ahead and winning every single tournament that comes their way internationally. They
Or
are
an
also having a
SEA circuit,
struggle.
yeah.
Exactly.
They try.
So
They
everybody,
try.
it just belongs to different tier bracket. That's what I believe in. And Signify is just, as of now, the top tier team in the country. Internationally, they still got to build their path. And Alpha is a tier 2 team that is making its way to tier 1 in our country. So
True.
I commend both these teams, and Alpha, to be very frank about them, I mean, they did attend the winter season finale that happened. So even to make it to your LAN event, you have played the starters, you have played the challengers,
You've gone through the entire
delegations.
grind, as they say.
Definitely. So, I mean, hats off to them to even make it to the Masters. Yes, in Masters, they are struggling a little bit. They've already faced about like 3 losses already, and they're sitting 12th on the board. But the Masters is about 12 different teams, right? And that means they need to play 12 different games. Sorry, 11 different games.
11,
As of now,
yeah.
they have played only 3.
11,
So they have still a long way to go to make themselves again into the LAN finale of summer
So,
season.
Angie, I'd like to ask you, you are one of the foremost analysts and Dota players we have here in-house. Who do you think, like, okay, there's a Signify here.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the next best team after
I
Signify?
think I would say ROG Titans.
Apart from them, I forgot
I would
about
say
them for a second. I'm
Reckoning
sorry.
Esports
Huh?
is Reckoning Esports doing very well for themselves over there. I think they would come in if we are just looking at the ESL LAN event. I think they would also make their way to the LAN event this year.
Sure, like I mean,
Even Buriza, as a matter of fact, Buriza
yeah,
has been
totally,
doing fantastically
totally.
well
I
this
mean,
year.
the more the merrier. I'd love to see Signify. I'd love to see ROG Titans, Reckoning Esports, Buriza, everybody. But now let's move on to the team intros here. Let's talk. Let's see the first team here, Alpha Esports. Alrighty then, that's team Alpha Esports there.
Yeah.
Pretty much Alpha for topping the Challenger League and making it to the Masters League this season. So, shout out for that, buddies. Shout out for that.
And I think they're sitting a little low on the board because it's Delhi and it's very hot. So, you know, even the temperature's getting
Yeah,
down a
and
little
plus
bit.
Delhi has a very nasty habit of like electricity cuts.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
I suffer every day. It's just that I'm thankful that I take shelter in this amazing place called Northern Gaming, where they're like, hey, you like gaming? Let's keep you here away from electricity cuts and keep you gaming. I'm just kidding. I do so much more apart from escaping electricity cuts. But we have Team Signify as their competitors. So let's quickly take a look at them. All right then. In case you're wondering what happens when we see the team intros, usually Angie and me we discuss about the players. So this time we were discussing how Swifty and No Chance would have definitely managed to how would I say, go to the same optical shop, and you know what, Swifty, I like this frame. Swifty's like, you know what, No Chance, I like this frame. Let's buy it. Take my money. Take my money.
Boot camp when you are not playing, you guys shop together, right? So
yeah,
it's a possibility. Anyway, talking about Signify in general, they are as of now sitting on top of the leaderboard. They have about 4 victories to themselves already and doing pretty fine. They are, of course, our winter season finale winners. Very known team in the country. They're led by No Chance, who is also their support player. I think as of now he plays 5th role for them. And I think support players are the best captains in most teams because they kind of understand the whole synergy of all the 5 players.
No, it surely does. In fact, one of the best correlations I can make here, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will, like, you know, how would I say, give me shade for it, but you have to understand. Are you interested in football, Angie?
A little bit.
Do you know about the German national football team?
No.
Right? So, there was a time when the German national team had a very crazy player who was also the goalkeeper of the team called Olivier Kahn. K-A-H, not Khan.
All
Kahn.
right.
And one of the best goalkeepers which the world of football could acquire. And he was also the captain of the team. And it was so much more better because he used to call out the plays standing for the goal. He could see the entire field, you know.
True.
And I still till date, I have a poster of him back home where I think it was Argentina versus Germany. And it's like down to penalties. The World Cup is at stake. And all Oliver Kahn does is like stand there, like, come at me, bro. Nothing's going to go past. Germany lost that game. But it signifies so much. It signifies so much the zeal you have for the sport you love. And I've been informed the draft is live by the production and 2 bans already done. Dark Willow, Tusk on the part of Alpha. Good ban, Dark Willow, because Signify has a very nasty habit of using Dark Willow.
They love both of those heroes.
Yeah. And even Tusk, I forgot about the Tusk. And Nyx Assassin and Omni Knight and Pandaren Brewmaster getting banned by Signify. I'm really expecting to see a Venomancer in this game because I've come to know that Alpha loves Venomancer.
Yes, they do.
And I love that hero.
I think Alpha loves to play, or maybe just in the ESL India Premiership in general, they have always picked up heroes which are very push prominent. So they want to pick up heroes like Shadow Shaman, Venomancer, Lycan, anything that can push. I'm hoping that they also play the Kunkka. They like to play the Kunkka quite a bit. But most of all, I think they shouldn't go with something that they've already tried, because
they're comfortable with those heroes. They don't want to experiment because, like I said, Signify is a much stronger team. Not to take anything away from Alpha, but again, you need to play your cards close to your chest, the cards you're comfortable with. You never know when the cards you're comfortable with, maybe the ace in the hole.
True. And Signify, of course, even if Alpha doesn't take this game, they are going to be learning a lot just playing this game in specific. And with that, I also want to see what they're opting to go. Are they going to go with the 5v5 push lineup? Are they going to try and maybe taking down Signify one after the other? But that's too risky because you're investing too much and your later game outcome can be really bad. So if Alpha wants to really push this game to a limit where, they'll be like, we have this chance of taking it, they should go with their 5v5 strategy like you spoke about. And they're opting to go for the Disruptor as their first pick. They like to play the Juggernaut quite a bit. They also like the Lycan. They could take an early Rosh, but Signify's draft without no bans on the Tiny, I could see a Tiny coming in by Blizzard. He's a little scary on that card.
I'm pretty sure I'll see a Tiny in this game. I have those. You've seen the new Infinity War trailer where Tom Holland gets like the spider sense and the goosebumps thing happen. I'm getting those. The camera can't zoom in, but like, yeah. Oh my God, we're all gonna die. Oh my God, we're all gonna die. Okay, shout out for that amazing movie which is going to hit the theaters soon. Can't wait. Oh, the Mad Titan. But right now we have Dota 2. to suffice with. And we have,
Wow.
okay then.
That's a lovely pickup coming in there from Alpha. Makes me think, are they
Wonderful.
going to go for a wombo combo kind of build here?
Yeah.
Giving away a Magnus, but a little too early for my understanding. I mean, this kind of shows where you're kind of showcasing your lineup at. If that's going to be a mid Magnus, they are looking for a complete AOE, and I'm going to give props to Signify picking up that Witch Doctor, one of my favorite heroes. But it's a little risky. I mean, are you going to opt to go for a complete AOE, giving away the Magnus too much at this point? This also shows what Alpha is planning on doing in the upcoming next 3 pickups. They could also opt to go for a split push over here, maybe pick up the Terrorblade to make sure that even if their 4 combo doesn't work, they also have a split pusher to do damage control for themselves.
True.
They could opt to go for something like that, but for now they're going to take some time with that 4th ban. They got to be very careful what they give Signify over here, because this is completely a make or die situation. Every single pick you make in this game by Alpha Esports, you got to make sure that you're ready to not see another one that could destroy you against
True,
you.
true. I totally 100% agree with you here, Angie. In fact, some very interesting heroes. I haven't seen much of Magnus of late.
He's not been picked up at all. I mean, this is the first time they have picked up the Magnus.
Maybe he's not part of the new meta.
Wow, I was going to say they're going to ban out the Monkey King, but already got banned.
You just saw it.
No, but I knew they would ban the Monkey King. Blizzard is fantastic on the Monkey King. You put him in there with a Witch Doctor. He's going to make sure that, first of all, your offlaner doesn't get levels, which is your first problem. Secondly, he's going to get that Battle Fury so quickly that within 15 minutes, he'll be sitting at your tier 3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how we teach Dota to new people joining us on the stream. Just push Angie over the edge slightly and she'll give you the exact reasons why something has happened. And we see a Viper ban coming in from Signify. That's a Viper.
I feel like Signify is just banning on, they just feel like banning.
Random. हाँ आज इसका दिन नहीं
Yeah,
है.
but
आज अपन लोग इसको ban
But with
करेगा.
that ban, I can also tell you that they could opt to pick up the Razor, but the Juggernaut gets a ban because Alpha Esports loves to play the Juggernaut. That leaves Alpha with a very hard choice to make. Now, either they choose to play a carry that it'll completely just split push.
Yeah, they've banned out Void. I'm pretty sure they're going to end up picking up a Lycan.
A Lycan or even a Weaver. They like to play the Weaver quite a bit in this meta. They also like to play the Earth Spirit, or they could play the Earth Spirit actually as 4th role and send the Disruptor as a 5th role.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So they got to take some time with this pickup. They have to either showcase their mid or their carry or their potential 4th role support, and all those 3 picks kind of tell Signify at the end of the day how this draft is going to lead them and what they're going to pick up next. With the Juggernaut getting banned though, Alpha got to be very careful, but they're going to pick up the Phoenix. Now this is the second game I think online we have seen the Phoenix.
Yeah, but I like this hero. I like Phoenix. I like the skill sets, the amount of combinations you can build up with the Phoenix, and Lifestealer coming on top like against them adds on to the tension, definitely.
It definitely does. A Lifestealer can just rage out of any of Phoenix as well and even take down.
And plus spell immune.
He is spell immune.
Spell immune. First skill, frenzy, and you're dead. You jelly, bro. You jelly. All right.
So
let's
looking
see.
at this lineup, I'm doing my mathematics that it's going to be a Magnus mid, it's going to be a Phoenix in the off lane, and that leaves Alpha to pick up the next 2 ones. That's going to be a carry and their former 3rd role support. 4th role support, I'm so sorry. I'm very taken by Alpha's draft. I mean, they have really put a lot of thought into this one, and definitely that Prophet fitting into their draft amazingly well over there. If that's the mid, so are they going to send
Banshee mid?
where your Magnus is the carry? That's a little risky. Unless they're sending 4th role Phoenix as it's a Phoenix as a support, but that's not really where Phoenix is at his best because he does need those early levels. Or they could also do a 2-1-2 in my favor. I mean, if Alpha has to play a 2-1-2 and they are very comfortable with these heroes they've just picked up, this could definitely work for them. And the Puck gets picked up next by Signify. That's going to be a mid Puck coming in for them against that Banshee. And we've already spoken about how Puck now normally gets a ban, and we'll be like, okay, what's the big deal?
This is definitely a
that?
mid Puck, I think.
A mid Puck coming in there, Lifestealer. I mean, Signify is going very basic, up to point, updated map draft right there in front of us. But Alpha, I love the way they're playing around. They're given us a very versatile lineup here. They've not really picked most of these heroes in their previous games. That means that they have really studied what could really work against Signify.
True. I agree. I most certainly agree with you here, Angie. In fact, the last set of bans will decide the fate of either the teams. Maybe it's going to be a good or a great ban, or maybe it'll be a ban which will change the fate of either Alpha, either Signify. In fact, if Alpha manages to push Signify till the tier 3, I'll be amazed.
I would be amazed.
I
And
would
now
be
that you
amazed
mentioned
because this is a very
conventional route.
unconventional.
Definitely.
How would I say? Did I say non-unconventional?
They
Sorry,
are
this is a very
very
unconventional lineup.
unconventional drafts.
What is wrong with
picks
my
coming
English?
in from. I mean, I'm just a little taken aback by this, but yes, the Doom getting banned there very clearly states that for now they are looking for their final pickup. Now, this carry is it can be an anti-mage if they're just looking to buy time for their carry to split push. But if they choose to go with a 5v5 battle warrior,
It's gonna be the Syllabare.
ouch, that is a little risky. They could opt to go for the Luna, but she's a little too squishy. And anti-mage could fare well for them with the mana void. Also, if he decides to go ahead and nag them, he can just keep split pushing this. But now the concern is the bear, because if they are going to be playing against a bear, he's going to be constantly they are constantly going to be stuck with one tower of theirs taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, and plus this bear is like the Revenant bear. It will always come back for you. I'm talking about the movie Revenant, in case if you guys are like wondering what Revenant. There's only one Revenant which won my man Leo the Oscars.
They could go for a Spectre.
Huh?
I think Alpha should go with the Spectre, but they're going with the Bloodseeker. Okay.
They want to end this quick. There's no late game for Alpha.
I'm a little unsure about that now, because a Bloodseeker is okay, he's fine in the early game. You can see heroes move around the map because of his skills. But apart from that, what does a Bloodseeker really provide? Not that much in a Masters game, because you can counter a Bloodseeker very easily. There are so many skills. And if they just picked him up specially for the puck or the Lifestealer, it's not really going to fare. After Magnus really gets that RP off, you get the burst coming in from the Disruptor, you get the Phoenix doing her thing. But at the end of the day, the Bloodseeker cannot split push. The Bloodseeker cannot really take on a 5v5 fight and come out strong on the other end if he has heroes like a Lifesteal and a Lone Druid on them. So this is a little risky pickup. But I think saying that also, you should always think out of the box. And I think Alpha has thought this one.
They've got some ace up their sleeves, which we do not know about. Like I said, it's a very unconventional pick here.
But it's good. Something
I like it. It's a very different kind of a day here at the ESL India Premiership, where we see the likes of Syllabare getting picked up, and we see I forgot his name.
Bloodseeker?
Bloodseeker. I just saw the character.
Yeah.
Angie, I'm becoming old. Yeah, I'm becoming old. I think I'm losing hair. I'm slowly going to metamorphosize into an Adi. But right now, what we're going to metamorphosize the stream into is we're going to take you directly to the game, where Vivek Venkatraman is waiting for us.
Hello folks, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. You're watching day 14 of the summer season, phase 1, and Signify. Let's see if they can keep the winning streak going here. They've been looking strong, but I think the problem is when you're the top dog in a tournament. What the hell? Oh, okay. Sorry about this, production. I'm gonna have to reconnect to the game. For some reason, I don't have control over the camera. So I'm quickly just restarting my Dota and reconnecting to the game. But yeah, Signify, they're the top dogs of the tournament. They've been beating most of the teams so far. And I think that's actually going to work against them. I remember Beyond Infinity when they were ruling the Indian scene and when they were ruling the Asian scene. It just means that you're being studied that much more. And I think more and more teams will start looking at Signify's games closely. And I expect them to start running into issues here. We might see an upset to start off with. Alpha, they've got a very unconventional draft. They're running a Phoenix, I think in the 4 or 5 position. The problem is that their lanes aren't going to be stellar. They might be able to actually, if they run some sort of an aggressive trial lane, they could apply pressure, but it's Negi. And the Lone Druid will not be an easy kill. While Signify, they're running an aggressive trial lane of their own. I'm not really sure what happened. I think Signify did manage to scout the lanes out. Either way, I think they're going to be okay with the matchup they've got. Wagish, I mean, although everybody in chat asks him about his glasses and laughs at him and makes posts about him, he said something that was really interesting. Team Alpha, they have no late game. And that is indeed the case. They're sort of limited as far as scaling into the late game goes. The Bloodseeker, I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with a Lifestealer and Lone Druid. So yeah, there are restrictions as to what Alpha can do if this game goes later and later. But they've got a lot of team fight. And that's one thing working in their favor. At mid, Crowley just goes in with the Burrow Strike. Tiltman, he's going to turn with the Split Siphon. Another interesting change is that Crowley's playing the 4 position. It's no chance on the 5 position Witch Doctor. Crowley is the new in-game leader, so to speak, for Signify. And he was in the past playing the 5 position. Now he switched over to the 4 position. Down bottom, Disruptor. He's got to be a bit careful. Drops the kinetic field. He's going to keep his distance on the bear. But yeah, Alpha keeping the pressure going on this Signify safe lane. So yeah, the Alpha draft, it's got a lot of team fight, right? You think about it, there's a Supernova, a bunch of heroes clump up around that Supernova just to deal with the air gain. That could be set up for an RP, that could be set up for a Static Storm. So Signify got to be extremely cautious as to how they approach this team fight. The problem is all the follow-up damage after that RP is magical. It's actually, wait, scratch that. The Death Prophet will be doing physical damage even after the RP if she's got the Exorcism. The Bloodseeker, depending on his build, will be able to output a fair amount of physical damage. I wonder if he's looking at a Radiance or if he's going to try and itemize a bit differently here. We're also seeing Signify try something that we haven't seen of them before. And Crowley up top, dropping really low. The fire spits are there. He is sticking down. 22 HP. It's a tango. Another fire spirit. Crowley somehow barely ends up surviving. But they do have vision from the Bloodseeker. The Death Prophet though. It's no way she pushes that deep through a lane. But yeah, a lot of team fight coming up from Alpha. It remains to be seen whether they can execute this. For now, the good news, and this is probably what you want to do when you face off versus a big name like Signify, is at least draw even in your lanes. And so far, Alpha, they're not really losing any of their lanes. The only problem is that the Magnus, he isn't getting as much farm as say the Lone Druid. But once he picks up something like a bottle, maybe a Soul Ring, maybe those Arcane Boots, he's going to keep spamming his wave and get enough gold for that Blink Dagger if need be. Crowley, level 1 Burst Strike, trying to get as active as possible. They got the cask, it does bounce around, but the kinetic field is there. Crowley, 3 seconds until he has another Burst Strike, but he isn't going to chase. He's only level 2, so he can't tank the tower too much just yet. No chance. He's floating with Blizzard there. Yeah, we've got another Blizzard in the game. Not to be confused with the one that's playing Lifestealer. And I'm not really sure how I keep that distinction going, but we'll find out. The Phoenix has been rather effective early on, applying pressure across the map. But speaking of pressure across the map, Crowley moves mid, wants to try and bring down Tiltman, but Tiltman just holds his ground, has the Spirit Siphons going, but Tiltman is dropping really low, and Swifty with that one last auto attack gets the kill. Tiltman just overstaying his welcome there in the mid lane. And now Swifty with the call, trying to punish this Magnus. The Skewer on cooldown. Crowley walks up, gets the Burrow Strike, and Swifty with the orb gets himself a double. Huh. Okay, so I said Alpha aren't losing the lanes, and I might be wrong as all 3 cores end up falling within the span of 5 minutes here. The Bloodseeker diving for the Witch Doctor. I think he got that kill, but I don't think that was worth it. Either way, it's not too much of a loss to recover from. They just gotta get the levels. The Phoenix, he's level 3, keeping up with the Witch Doctor. It's also a bit of a surprise that the Death Prophet is playing the mid lane without any vision. I've seen teams do this. They don't ward mid, but they usually get an observer ward around the first night time, around that 4-minute mark. That's when folks are more likely to make a rotation. Either way, Tiltman just playing blind in the mid lane, and Blizzard trying to get that ward down. Negi going for the Midas. I thought he might look for something a little more early game centric, maybe something like a Helm of the Dominator. But up top, the early game not going so well for Asbanka. He's got the infused raindrops for the physical damage from Blizzard. Will do a fair amount of work onto him. Danny on that Magnus rotating, and there's the disruptor. He's got the kinetic field. Blizzard caught inside of it. He ends up falling. Crowley gets glimpsed an inch, but he's okay. He's got a mango if he needs it for that Burrow Strike. But at mid, the Dead Prophet did end up falling. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for top where Crowley is being chased. They've got the Sunray, the Shockwave. Absolutely off the mark, but nonetheless, the Magnus gets the kill. And Alpha, they're finding these small trades as and when they can. But look at this. The left bottom wide open. Negi, he's still got that siege creep. If he had a Helm of the Dominator, he'd probably be working with another siege creep, and Swifty solo killing the Dead Prophet. Up top, they've got the Disruptor. Nice two-man Burrow Strike coming up from Crowley, and they're trying to bring down the Magnus. He's got the Skewer. Signify can't really punish him for the time being. Alpha, they were running some sort of a tri-lane. But that aggressive tri-lane has come to an abrupt end. No chance. A 5 position Witch Doctor behind the enemy tier 2. Just flip pushing, and there's no one here to punish this. No chance. Still only level 4. And he's trying to man fight at that Prophet. He's gonna end up falling. Not really sure what the plan was. No chance. Just getting a little greedy there. Wanted the EXP. Thought that Alpha pretty much just abandoned the top lane, which they have. But they're struggling elsewhere. Blood Rite on the floor. Crowley trying to sidestep it. Will manage to stay out of that Blood Rite. But the Icarus Dive will bring him down. Asbankai being healed up by that Sunray. Lisa doing a fair amount of work, and there's no chance. At the right place, at the right time, finds the cast between both the Bloodseeker and the Phoenix, and with that Infest, they'll get the kill onto the Phoenix as well. Signify just making it look so easy here. And the Disruptor, he's going to end up falling. 50 on a mega kill streak. Each lane becoming increasingly harder for Alpha to approach. But they're going to try. I think the best thing you can do... Oh, I'm looking at top where Asbankai might just end up falling. The open wounds upon him, Maledict as well. Blizzard doesn't have the infest, but he's got the phase wound, so he's going to keep chasing the Maledict. There's one last stick, but they will not find what they were looking for. Crowley, not really sure what he was Burrow striking there. Probably looking to cancel TP or something, I'm not really sure. Tiltman reaches the mid lane. He's moved down bottom, but up top, that's where the action's at. No chance. Turning around, has the Maledict. The cask will bounce. Asbankai keeps his distance. Blizzard on the Disruptor does have the glimpse. Doesn't have the glimpse. They got the Sun Raider, and Asbankai he's chasing. He wants no chance with the Thirst. He'll find the kill. While Blizzard on the Lifestealer just holds his ground. He's got the Rage, so even if the glimpse was there, he was going to be okay. Swifty just pushing a tier 1 tower all by himself. No one here to really deal with this lane. While Alpha keep throwing bodies up top. They've got Tiltman rotating. They've got the Exorcism. This is somewhat high risk, high reward. I don't think the reward's that huge. It only makes sense if Alpha find cores here. But now, you got Tiltman running in. No chance with the cask. Has the Maledict as well. Tiltman copying a fair amount of damage from the tower. Might just end up falling here. The Sunray healing him off. Blizzard holding his ground. He's got the Infest. Can't pop out. Will get the Dead Prophet. Swifty glimpses back, but he's done his work. He's dropped the coil, and he opts forward to find the Phoenix. Swifty, turning things around, finds himself a double, as Asbankai ends up falling as well. And now we got Blizzard chasing Blizzard. No chance. Getting the kill for himself with that Death Ward. And clearly, the risk, it hasn't paid off for Alpha. I'm pretty certain they're probably going to go into some sort of a turtle mode. Just find some sort of a recovery. And you don't get to see this too often in Dota, that a team needs to recover 10 minutes in. But that's exactly what Alpha needs to do. They've got to find farm on their cores. They need that Blink Dagger on the Magnus. Tiltman certainly needs his Yule Scepter. Might even look at something like a BKB straight after that. And I think the best thing that Alpha can do is get some vision, keep finding pickoffs, because Signify aren't manning. There's always one folk off farming by himself, and while Signify taking Yatas, at least find some sort of a response across the map, because if your response is going into the jungle and farming a medium camp, you are not going to catch up. There's not a chance in hell you catch up or claw your way back into this game. Alpha, they've got to start finding kills.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
I mean, Signify, they're going to keep grouping up, pushing for structures. You're either going to fight with a disadvantage, or you should be trading. You should be finding pickoffs on the other side of the map. You should be finding structures on the other side of the map. Right now, Alpha aren't finding too much.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Down bottom, Tiltman will manage to TP out of the coil, but up top, Crowley finds the Disruptor. Blizzard just running down Asbanka. The Stack Storm is there. They've got the RP. They are controlling Blizzard, but where's the damage? Blizzard will manage to get away, infest into the Witch Doctor, who's channeling a good, healthy Death Ward here, but it isn't enough. Crowley also throwing out an epicenter somewhere. I'm not really sure what he did with that one, but here comes the Phoenix. Swoops forward, and with the Shockwave, they find no chance. Blizzard pops the rage, looks to run, is armlet toggling, but here comes the Bloodseeker. He's got the thirst movement speed. Crowley lands a nice 3-man Burrow Strike, but he's probably going to end up falling. Crowley, run down by the Magnus, will fall, while Tiltman did end up finding a kill onto the enemy lifesteal, and he's chasing the puck as well.
Dire's
Good fight for
top
Alpha.
tower is under attack.
But, yeah, they've got a lone druid to worry about. Signify not even fighting with their lone druid. The Phoenix really proving to be the huge difference maker for Alpha in these team fights. At mid, Magnus, Whale Coil, Maledict, just too much damage. And he's gonna just accept his fate and end up dying there. Asbankai walks into the lane. And up top, Blizzard. He's running down Tiltman. Tiltman can just TP. Yeah, Tiltman's probably gonna do that. Down mid though, they found the Bloodseeker. Phoenix trying his best to punish Crowley, and with the glimpse they might actually find the kill. It's Asbankai who gets credit for that one. I think this is the first rupture of the game coming up from Asbankai, and they find something. Disruptor trying to get some vision down across the map, gets punished, or rather doesn't get punished for just walking past two heroes from the side of Signify. Magnus, what's his progression towards that blink dagger looking like? Okay, will take a while. This isn't ideal. I mean, you gave the safe lane to your Magnus. Sure, he was in a 1v2. But with the creeps being closer to a star, his farm should have been slightly better. No chance. Just standing in the trees trying to dispel that smoke. Not sure if they got him out. Blizzard throwing out the kinetic field towards the north. Doesn't really find no chance in. No chance in Swifty. They're just chilling at mid. This Observer Ward though, it's giving vision of Swifty. The problem is, you really have no way of locking him down without the blink on the Magnus or without a good static storm. Blizzard looking for the glimpse, has the vision, pulls back Swifty, but it isn't ideal. There's no chance in the trees. The coil committed doesn't really connect on A1. The Supernova coming out from the Phoenix, but no chance in Swifty. Try to deal with the Supernova, and they'll get the Phoenix. Blizzard drops the static storm. It clips a bunch. There's the rupture coming up from Asbankai. They're trying to deal with Swifty. The Blood Ride is there. Swifty orbs forward. Doesn't orb forward. Just throws out the orb and holds his ground. He's got his team to back him up. And there's Negi. 15 minutes of free farm. This man, he's got a Midas and a Radiance in Swifty. Just taking Blizzard forward into battle. And he's going to end up bringing down the Disruptor. Signify just trying to group up with. I think now Alpha have got a real problem. The bear
Dire's middle tower
is going to be an issue. Fortunately for them though, Crowley still hasn't got his blink. And Crowley wants to catch up in the farm department. Gonna move up top and try and get that blink dagger. I think what's a slightly worrying sign, or if there's some takeaway for Signify from this, is I don't know. I think like an 18-man blink dagger is okay, but in a game that you're winning so heavily, one would expect Crowley to get it a bit earlier. I don't know. Maybe I'm cribbing about something that's really small, but yeah, Magnus picks up his own blink dagger. Did buy out. And I don't think Swifty is going to be able to bring him down there. Swifty gets glimpsed back into the stack storm. The phase shift doesn't really... Wait, what? Did he orb away? Did he phase shift? And I don't know what Swifty did there. He didn't orb away. Signify though, they're getting ages. And they're moving across the map, trying to find pickoffs as well. Asbankai senses what's going on, but it's a bit too late already. I think it was the thirst that gave him the vision. Either way, Alpha. I've got problems, and Crowley's got his own blink dagger. No chance. He's got 2 bracers as well. Skewed up the Axe Scepter. This man likes his items. I think it's interesting to note that both of Signify's supports are at heart, at least in their matchmaking, they're both cores. Crowley was a mid player, but look at them. Teaming up, finding Asbankai. They might find the kill. Asbankai turns around to drop the rupture. That Maledict will certainly take him down. No chance, just holds his ground, and even with the rupture, they have nothing to punish a Witch Doctor. I somewhat understand where Alpha are coming from. They're like, guys, let's just sit at a high ground and try and find a good RP. But it's Swifty who gets the fight started, has the coil in the orb, and with the Waning Rift, finds the kill onto the Disruptor, while Blizzard finds the kill onto the Phoenix. Signify marching up into the enemy high ground. Crowley looking for that one glorious epicenter. Tiltman, he's going to be so cautious here. Steps a bit too far forward. There could be a burst strike and all that burst damage coming up from the spark. But Signify, they're being extremely cautious. Danny looking for the skewer, doesn't get too much done. There's Crowley with the epicenter, does find the Magnus. Magnus ends up falling. Stack Storm on the ground, not getting too much on Blizzard. Glimpse, but he's got the rage. Turns towards Tiltman, but the Supernova is there. Quick Fear sending back the Bloodseeker, who does get rooted as well. Signify, not too bothered at all by the Supernova. Negi just resummoning the bear, looking to go back in. Tiltman dropping low. Crowley looking for that burst strike once more. Negi will end up falling. The Split Siphon and the Exorcism doing a fair amount of work, but there's Swifty with the Infest Bomb, setting up for 2 quick kills, and TTFU on the Phoenix will get the heck out of there with the Icarus Dive. But Alpha doing the right thing, buying back. With the Lone Druid down, they could actually punish Signify. All their cooldowns aren't in their favor. They don't have the coil, they don't have the epi. But Alpha still struggling to deal with one puck. As Swifty joins away, the RP not coming through. He did cancel it, and Blizzard just standing in the blood right, man fighting. Willing to give up his life because he's got the ages. Signify ready for round 2. 2-man power strike, Waning Rift and Orb. They'll burst down the Death Prophet. Blizzard chasing his own namesake. Badly wants that Disruptor and will end up finding him. Signify just too goddamn strong, and Blizzard goes AFK, ends up dying. There's the RP coming out from Dammy, and Swifty will fall as well. That's 710 gold split by 3 players here. That is a lot of money. But is it enough for Alpha to really find a way back into this game? No chance. Doing his Dota 2 quest of the day, and his Dota Plus quest of the day, and that's getting accepted by 25 minutes. He's working on that one. But yeah, Alpha, I want to see them group up once more. This is when they should pop a smoke and go find the pickoff. Before Signify groups up once more and starts pushing Patas. This is also Signify without the Aegis. They haven't got the RP, but they've still got the Static Storm, and if nothing else, there's a control coming out from the Rupture. If they bump into one hero with the Bloodseeker, they should be able to bring him down. The problem is it's also risky, right? Because they haven't taken a single tier 1 tower. So even if anyone from the side of Signify is being gone upon, they've all got towers and shrines to TP onto. Swifty senses that the Magnus was lurking in the trees. Doesn't quite find him though. Alpha, they have smoked up. But look at this. Signify starting to group up as well. Good scan coming up from Alpha. Did clip some of Signify's members, but Signify, they're the ones on the hunt. In Alpha, they pop a smoke only to disengage and stand on the low ground. Crowley just blinking forward, drops the Observer ward. Wants the vision going when he does push high ground with his team next. And yeah, Alpha, they're going to get the D1. No chance, edging closer and closer to his DOTA plus quest of the day. Negi nearly has an AC complete. And there's Swifty with the Infest Bomb. Swifty, along with the rest of Signify, just pushing through the mid lane. They've got the Lone Druid, they're working away on the melee barracks. The Spirit Siphon is there, but they have lost the range barracks. Signify, well, they're being patient about this. They want to catch Alpha Esports off guard. Crowley actually committing Bow Strike, but at mid, Blizzard, he's already found the enemy 1 position. That's the Bloodseeker down for 44 seconds. And there he is, chasing the Disruptor. Blizzard, running after Blizzard, does help bring him down. There's no chance getting credit for that kill. And Negi just focusing the melee barracks here. Quick epicenter coming out from Crowley, goes in, catches Stiltman with the Power Strike. But that's a Dead Prophet and she won't go down anytime soon. Swifty commits the op, Dead Prophet with the Yules, buying time for herself. Has the Split Siphon, wants to heal back up. TTFU just commits the Supernova, and without any real follow-up lockdown, Signify can just disengage and run away from the egg. Supernova committed, nothing much accomplished, and I think Tiltman, yeah, that's the Exorcism committed as well. I think one of the big problems of playing Dead Prophet or Deadblade is if your opponents are pushing into you and you commit Metamorphosis or Exorcism and they just disengage, it's a sorry sight to see. And this is usually seen in lineups which lack lockdown. Crowley going in, finds the Disruptor, but Swifty wants the Phoenix. They're trying to bring down the Phoenix and they'll get that kill. Blizzard on the Disruptor will fall as well. Does throw out a glimpse before he dies, but Crowley just holding his ground in that Rupture, in that Blood Rite, tagged by the Rupture, will be okay. Crowley's also got the Tranquil Boots. No chance can heal him up if need be. Yeah, he's going to do just that. Blizzard moves forward. Quick open moves onto the Death Prophet. The Power Strike is there, but she's got a Yule Scepter. So Tiltman, I mean, she's keeping herself alive, but Alpha, they're failing to take care of their melee barracks. And it's dropped down to 300 HP. Still waiting for their RP, and I don't think it's going to come through. The Magnus, it's now or never. His 4-staff coming on cooldown, that's what he's probably waiting for. They got the glimpse, Crowley goes in with the Bow Strike, and there's no chance. With this DOTA plus quest, nearly finding a double kill. Does bring down the Disruptor, while Swifty, he's going to take care of the Dead Prophet. Asbankai surges forward, has that extra thirst damage, but he's going to end up falling as well. Even Crowley doesn't end up going down. And Signify making this look way too easy. Magnus still holding on to that RP though, and one RP could be all that Alpha need to win the team fight. Negi, what's he built into? I think he's got the AC flying out to him. Yep, he's got his completed AC. Crowley's got a Yule Scepter as well.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Crowley's got to be careful. He could end up falling. Yeah, he's gonna die. This Phoenix putting in some work, but Crowley did buy out his Yule Scepter. What are we looking at? Quick skewer. They've got no chance. No chance has got to be careful, but elsewhere it's Blizzard that ends up falling. The Lifestealer getting a double and no chance with the Rupture upon him. Drops the cast, tries to run the Supernova. Stunning a bunch, but where's the fall of damage? They're trying to deal with the Witch Doctor. No chance. Force stuffed out of there. Still dropping really low. Will not end up falling as it's the Bloodseeker falls and there's Swifty. Two-man coil catches the Magnus and the Phoenix without the Supernova is nothing but food. As Blizzard gets himself an ultra kill in Signify. Looking for a second lane of barracks here. There's Dammy going for that RP. He wants Swifty if nothing else, and Swifty gets pushed back into the enemy fountain. Wait, is he gonna get out of this? Yeah, Swifty actually ends up surviving. Jesus. And that's where Alpha recognized that it's all gotten a little out of control. They tap out, the GG well played comes through, and Alpha, they put up a fight. Put up a good fight. They tried something different. It didn't work. But I'm sure the other teams in the Masters League, I'm sure they're watching this closely. There are chinks in Signify's armor, and I don't know, maybe they meet an opponent that does manage to find a way to exploit them. That's it, folks, as far as the Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. You can find me at facebook.com/VivekCasting. That's VWWAKE. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do hit the subscribe button. We've got Dota, CSGO, and Clash Royale throughout the week, throughout the month, in fact, so that you get a notification every time we go live. Do hit the bell button. But that's about it for now. I'm going to throw it over to the panelists, Angela and Vagish. Love to hear your take on this one.
Welcome back, everybody, to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Season Masters League. Thanks a lot, Vivek Venkatraman. Thank you for once accepting what I said with that Bloodseeker pick. This game went into Signify's failure. Did I say failure? Yeah, favor. I don't know what's wrong with me. This game went into Signify's favor. Yeah. They made a quick game out of it. Not the fact that, not discounting the fact that Team Alpha did try. They tried.
No, they tried quite a bit. I mean, first of all, the first thing, apart from the in-game, basically, they actually have understood a little bit about Signify, a little bit more. They've studied this team quite a bit, because at the beginning of the game, we saw that the Bloodseeker did not go really in the safe lane. We expected the carry to always play safe, but he kind of was sent bottom with his secondary support. And meanwhile, we saw that the Magnus went on top. And that kind of implies that they know now that leaving Blizzard alone to farm is a very high risk. And that's why they even did a switch in lanes. But Signify, understanding that Alpha Esports have already studied this part of the meta for themselves, they kind of switch their lanes also. They send the Lifestealer off lane and send their off laner into the safe lane. And Negi, that's why he was playing Lone Druid and he was in the safe lane. Now, you can either say that, yeah, they already knew this was coming, or you can say that Alpha has really studied their team well. They've tried to actually understand where are they going wrong in every single matchup that they have. They have sat down and done a mathematics of it. And I mean, Signify, they're just more experienced. At the end of the day, when we talk about the mid lane matchup, it's a Puck versus Dead Prophet. Now, in an ideal situation, yes, even the Dead Prophet can win the lane. But when you have somebody who's just a little more better than you at understanding the lane better, you know, they will tend to be more overpowering. And that's why you saw, even though it was only 12 minutes in the game, Swifty already had a Blink Dagger, he had a Veil of Discord, and he was free flowing around the map. Now, that's because as an experienced player, he knew his spike point. And being a mid-puck, you got to start making those rotations as soon as you reach that mark where you're level 6, you've got your first item, you start ganking around the map. And that's what Signify did. So props to Alpha for at least trying and understanding their team. They are making that momentum going. And I think in the beginning of the game, in the first 10 minutes, Alpha was pretty much even with Signify. You can say that, yes, their heroes were such they could get that momentum. But also at the same time, it makes me think that if it wasn't Signify, if it was another team, if it was maybe Reckoning Infinity, Council, so many good teams out there, I think Alpha would have given them a very good matchup. And those would be really interesting games to watch. It's just that it's Signify and they just, they had somebody
It's
just
tough luck.
hard
It's
to
tough
beat.
luck. Something
Yeah.
very similar happened to our resident graphics head, Bhagwan B3 Bag, when he was representing the country during the ESL Brooklyn Beatdown.
Yeah.
The guy had just bad luck. He was in the winners bracket, lost to the world's second best Street Fighter player.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then when he goes to the losers bracket, guess who's he's matching up against? The world's best player, because he's just decided, I'll just go into losers bracket. I'm going to win.
Yeah, that's just
So,
bad luck
that
over
was sheer
Yeah.
bad luck. And I think Alpha did a wonderful job of like at least sticking out like a sore thumb in Signify's face.
Another thing I would like to point out in specifically for Alpha, I mean, they knew maybe coming into this game that odds of winning this were about 20%.
Yeah.
But it was not like as soon as they lost one set of racks, they were like, okay, GG, I'm just going to give up and
Yeah,
forfeit the game.
they stayed.
They fought till the very end, and they called GG only when they knew there was no other option. They had tried all the tactics they could. And I think that is something that we got to appreciate in a lot of teams who are just entering the Masters League, that it's a good game even if you lose.
It's a good game even if you lose. Like I keep saying, Angie, it's a good learning lesson. And also talking about the learning lesson, sorry to derail from this Dota game for a sec. I just realized Vivek Venkatraman pointed out to the fact when he was mentioning the fact when I had said during the introduction of the game that how the Bloodseeker pick definitely is an aim for a fast game rather than a late game.
Yeah.
He did mention that, a lot of people are talking about Vagish's sunglasses and why he's wearing them. In fact, I have also taken the opportunity to see the chats, and a lot of people just keep mentioning that, is there like sunlight in the studio? Why is he wearing like glasses indoors? So I'm going to do this once, and I won't do this the second time. I wear shades, not because I'm trying to look cool. I have a problem in my right eye, and I cannot take in light. So irrespective of whatever fun gets made out of it, I thought I'd rather address it in good humor. Not that I'm chiding or reprimanding any of you guys. I love you guys as the viewers of the ESL India Premiership, but it's not a fun sight to see somebody blind in one eye. That's what it is about. That's why I choose to wear shades, and that's why people should not point fingers at other people. Now, since I've made that very evidently clear in the most fashionable way possible. Aha. All right then, huge shout out to Team Signify for being exemplary at what they do. And well, this sums up today's ESL India Premiership. We'll be back again tomorrow with, how would I say, excellent, beyond excellent games. That is CR, Clash Royale, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and Dota 2. And all of this brought to you by Omen, by HP, HyperX, and Intel, and presented to you by Northern Gaming and ESL. Tomorrow, for a change, you will not get bored by me. I am going for the said problem to get it rectified. Hopefully it does. Angie, I hopefully can see from both eyes now soon.
You will. Positivity.
Wow. That was some love, dude. What is
You will
wrong with
positivity.
everybody? But what is right is the fact that we're going to be coming back again tomorrow, and that's a promise we intend to keep. I'm your host, Wagish Godslebhan.
And I'm Zara Gonzalez.
And we'll see you again tomorrow.